This is notes over chapters 8, 9, 10 for the test. This may be allowed for some of y'all, but some other ones have a problem with the sound, so I'm trying to make it pretty loud. Okay, very quickly, there's a lot of repeating in these three chapters. So chapter 8, I'm looking at the notes. Linkage, we all know what linkage is. It's anything that links you to the government, voting, and so on. Okay, then party identification. That means that the best way to identify how you're going to vote, a voting pattern would be what party you belong to. Split ticket is when you vote for some Republicans, some Democrats, split your ticket. And patriotism, that's the kind, that's when you get rewards for voting some way. All right, close and open. Both closed and open, you can only vote for one party, but in a closed, you must register ahead of time. In an open, you don't have to register ahead of time to do that. And going on down, crucial elections. Elections where that there are party realignment. Critical elections. There is a big party alignment like the Civil War, the Great Depression, where that a lot of people moved from one party to the other. And we're going through all that history that we don't really need to know for the test. Obviously, it's good to know it. Now, the founders wanted to, and by the way, I don't think this is in your notes, the founders wanted to protect the balance of power. So any kind of power that the president had that was unique, they balanced that with something else. So they believe that they're going to check those powers that they believe could be dangerous, like moving troops and so on. Third parties have a difficulty voting, winning elections, mainly because the primaries are set up for two parties. Later we'll see that it's the single member districts. That means that only one person can come out of every district. Some countries have like 3. The winner take all system is when you must win a majority of the popular votes to get any of the electoral votes. And then if you win the majority of popular votes in a state, you get all of the electoral votes, except of course for Maine and Nebraska. All right, chapter 9, a nomination. That's when your party kind of nominates you, endorses you to be a candidate for office. The McGovern Commission set quotas for women and minorities and young people in the National Convention. Superdelegates are delegates. You're rewarded by being a leader by giving you a superdelegate. And you have a vote in the primaries, and you do not have to be elected through the primary system. They just appoint you. Excuse me. Front loading, you try to move your primary up to the front of the year so you can get a little more press coverage. Primaries is how we nominate a member of each party for each office, president, governor, senators, and so on. And let's go through this. Federal Election Campaign Act, they set up the free money. You remember the free money where that the government would pay for you to run for office. Also, they also set some election laws, like how much money you can give and other things. Soft money is money given to the political party and does not have to be recorded who gives it or how much. Political action committees are formed to raise money to get influence. then Chapter 10, referendum is when your state legislature allows you to vote on a bill. Initiative is when a certain percentage of the people will sign a petition to get a bill up for a vote. Another that's not on in your notes, low voter turnout. Why do we have low voter turnout? Of course, apathy would be one, but also it's hard to, some say it's hard to register. There's not a strong party identification. We have a weekday elections, and often there's a lot of state and local elections, so it seems like every time you turn around there's an election. And the National Nominating Convention, they do two things. They elect a president, and also they set a platform that tells them what they believe in. The election of 2000, Bush received a majority of the electoral votes, but did not receive a majority of the popular votes. Here's when a person believes that they can affect the government in some way. We talked about that. Motor Voter Act was supposed to register, get young people to vote, increase voting, so you could vote when you register your car. So who does vote? Voters and non-voters, higher educated, older, non-minorities, women, you're married, and union members. Of course, wealthy, could you add that to the list? Party of identification, we've already gone over. Winner take all, we've gone over that. And the last part, these are, remember the most missed things that are most missed, and here's some of them. Now, racehorse journalism, and the difference between the House and the Senate. Probably filibuster would be your first guess there. Congressional districts are drawn every 10 years by the state legislature. House determines how a bill is going to be debated. When does the House and the Senate pass different bills? Of course, it goes to the what is the committee I'm thinking of? I'll think in a minute. Which of the following non-legislative powers can be solely used by the Senate? That means not passing a bill, so approve appointments would be one. And these are examples of permanent committees. And which of the following is generally true about gerrymandering districts? That is said would keep one party in power. Okay, we've already had that one. Of course, y'all have already thought about what the ones I missed. I can't believe I went blank on that. We have the what is the committee that okay, well, you have to look that up or ask me. I've gone completely blank on the committee when there's two bills that do not get over the same topic, but they're not exactly the same. It goes to the committee to knock out a compromise. I guess I completely forgot that. All right, so this is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Hopefully that helps you on your test. And let's stop.